Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm Chris the Dom One, and I am back with another video. I want you to go check out my other video. I just uploaded it last night, Messy Media U. The video is entitled Chronicles of the Angry Gamer. I want you guys to go check that video out. I'm going to try to have the link in the description below this particular video, so you guys can at least go there, check it out, rate, comment, subscribe, share the content. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel on and popping. All right. Now, with further ado, let's talk about DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins. Did I say DeMarcus Cousins? We're gonna be talking about the Pelicans versus the Sacramento Kings. He had a phenomenal game, Cousins, and the one thing I want to say is when the game started in the first half, I think the Pelicans were down. I don't know the correct score, but the first half, I believe the Pelicans had 70 points. And then immediately inside the NBA, Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal started critiquing Cousins, saying that's the reason why he is no longer with the Sacramento Kings. He doesn't make players around him better, okay? And when I heard that comment, I started thinking and harboring back, you know, not every superstar is going to make their teams better, all right? When you have to understand his talent. The guy is a very talented power forward, okay? He's probably the best power forward in the NBA, okay? Even if you look at Anthony Davis. Now, sometimes they play him out of position. They play him at the 5 spot. To me, he can play that position, but his true position is power forward, particularly when Anthony Davis and Cousins are together on the same floor. Now, Anthony Davis was injured, okay, and he had to he had to basically put the team on his back, which he did. I mean, he had some crazy phenomenals. He scored crazily. I mean, he was all over the place scoring, as well as rebounding. And the funny thing about rebounding is, I think he had plus 10. I think he had 20 rebounds. The funny thing about rebounds is, particularly in basketball, is that if you are a good rebounder, then that automatically makes you that skill betters everyone around you. Okay, now people don't really have to necessarily focus a lot of their time and energy on trying to get the board when you're always in the backcourt grabbing the board. And two, when you do grab a rebound, that gives your squad an extra possession. All right, either you can take it down the court, or you can just throw it to somebody, throw it to the point guard, whoever who has ball handling skills, and then they take it down the court. So this nonsense of, well, he doesn't make his team better. I understand where you're coming from, where, you know, he can take the ball and then on the offensive end make other players better. I don't think that's his MO. I do think he do make his teammates better in a different way, which is his rebound and his defense presence, as well as his offense, okay? Now, Charles Barkley talking about, well, he takes way too many threes. He's like 30%, okay? And to me, 30% to a shooter, that's a low percentage to me. I mean, if Kyrie Irving, well, you know, like if Steph Curry or Klay Thompson or Durant, if they was doing that, then yeah, I would say, you're right. That's too low to be very useful for your squad. But however, to me, 30%, you have to look at it at the position and at the player. 30% is a good number for a big man such as himself. Okay. Now, he made some comments saying that he should have left the Sacramento Kings sooner rather than later. And in all actuality, you left. Now, to me, I would totally disagree with him. You left at the right time, because you gave it your all when you were playing with the Sacramento Kings. And now the Sacramento Kings are cellar dwellers. They're pretty much every season in the draft trying to build a team within the draft. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait and see how the Sacramento Kings management and organization handle the young crop of players that they're going to be receiving for the next couple of years, as well as they have already added Buddy, I think his name is Hill, whoever his name is, and DeMarcus Pfizer. I think Pfizer is going to be one of those stars to be looking out for. I'm not too sure about Buddy, but you know, in his college career, he was a very good, a good player. It's just everything has to gel together till we can finally judge and critique the Sacramento Kings. But if they don't do nothing with this crop, meaning the Sacramento Kings management and organization, then it's on them. Okay. Right now they can hang their hat on as well. Well, Cousins, he was never a good teammate. He was never a good player. He was always judgmental. He always was never. He always never worked along with us. He had that type of attitude. They can hang their hats on that. When you're talking about, I forgot his Divock. Yeah, he as well as others can hang their hat on that, as well as Shaquille O'Neal. Vadi Divock. Yeah, there we go. Shaquille O'Neal owns a small portion of the ownership of the Sacramento Kings. And, you know, if you really pay attention to what he's saying, basically, he's saying that, you know, it just didn't work out and was all a Cousins' fault. It wasn't us, it was Cousins' fault. And the reason why he's saying that is he has to save face, because that trade is going to turn out very badly for, I mean, if things don't gel quickly with the Sacramento Kings, meaning the pieces that they traded for Cousins, and it turns out these pieces are you know, are flops or duds, then that makes the organization look bad. Okay, you're essentially trading a top 5 player for a bunch of parts. And I'm not saying Buddy is a bad part, and Marcus Pfizer, I think his name is Marcus Pfizer, I think out of what they traded, I think they got by them trading for him, I think that trade really benefits the Sacramento Kings. However, I feel like in a small sort of way, if this trade doesn't show that the Sacramento Kings did the right thing, then the Sacramento Kings organization, things are going to be changing. All right. And I understand what Shaquille O'Neal is saying. You know, I understand his point, but however, even though you may have that belief, and maybe the reason why you have that belief because of your knowledge of what they did in management. Basically, you're just going by what you see on TV, on the few games when you saw Cousin, and what people have been saying to you. But I don't think Shaquille O'Neal has been in the organization day in and day out to know the whole truth. I think he knows some of the truth. I don't think he knows the whole truth. I felt like, and everybody's like that, including me. I don't know the whole truth, but I felt like the Sacramento Kings really did not put anything around Cousins when they had him. All right, Cousins, if he would have stayed with the Sacramento Kings, to me, he had the potential to be like a Chris Webber. If all they needed was just another piece, another superstar, okay, like a wing player or a point guard. If they were able to do that, then I felt like the Sacramento Kings had the right ingredients to have a very successful season. Even playing against the Golden State Warriors, they still would have had a very successful season. I told you guys when this trade was implemented of Cousins going to play with the New Orleans Pelicans with Anthony Davis, I felt like even though I understood why they did the trade, at the end of the day, it really didn't. The trade really didn't put the Sacramento Kings into another stratosphere, and I felt like the New Orleans Pelicans, if they could have added more, it could have put the New Orleans Pelicans on another stratosphere, like playoff hopes and playoff aspirations and going to the finals and things like that. I felt like after they did that, they pretty much stopped trying to make the team better. The New Orleans Pelicans, they just centered around Anthony and Cousins. That's a good tower of power, but still at the end of the day, you still need a wing player or a point guard. And like, who knows, if they could have gotten Chris Paul, who knows how that would have transpired, okay? If they would have gotten Carmelo Anthony, who knows how that would have transpired, okay? You know, so, or Kyrie Irving. If they would have gotten Kyrie Irving, who knows how that would have played out, you know, having a big three in the Big Easy, okay? But at the end of the day, that trade is a decent trade, but it really didn't put both teams in a better position. In actuality, both of these teams are struggling, okay? The Sacramento Kings, they're sort of struggling on gelling together. They got so many new parts, and they're not too sure of the new parts. And with the New Orleans Pelicans, that's Sacramento Kings. The New Orleans Pelicans, yeah, you got Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins, but what else are you adding? What else are you implementing with this team? And it seems like they haven't done anything, okay? Now, Ivan Gentry had some choice words for Cousins. He wants Cousins to be a back-to-the-basket type of player, taking the basket down the hole, not making too many three-point shots, okay? And he did that last night. But I feel like at the end of the day, I feel like Cousins is going to either be traded or he's going to leave because they haven't really put anything else around those two guys. And a lot of people are going to be clamoring for Cousins, okay? I feel like this is probably going to be the year where he's probably going to get traded because Anthony Davis has been injured. And I don't think the New Orleans Pelicans, when you look at their record, it means that they're going into deep into the playoffs, okay? It's still the Golden State Warriors. Even though the Golden State Warriors started kind of rough, all they need is just one decent winning streak, and then now they're on top of the division. There's really nothing nobody else can do. So I can see the Pelicans saying, you know what, we can't make this team better to eclipse the Golden State Warriors because we don't really have enough access. So let's just go ahead and start trading Cousins to another team. It's probably going to be a team in the East that's going to have a lot of draft picks and a lot of offerings that they can give back to the New Orleans Pelicans. I don't think if they trade Cousins, then you might as well kiss your tail goodbye. Kiss Anthony Davis goodbye, because I feel like that's going to be the final straw. And when he becomes a free agent, he's going to really test the waters, and there's going to be a strong possibility of him leaving the Big Easy. Okay, so it is what it is. Guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Please, hit that notification bell, that notification icon, so it'll let you know when my next video or live stream is going down. It's your boy. I'm Chris the Down One, and are you about?